My name is Michael Pashut and I'm the proud owner of Change Cars and the host of the TV show All Things Motoring. I'm even prouder to work with Alan Rosenmeyer of Motor Matters, your #1 review specialist for all things new. If you are looking for a new or used car, if you're looking for advice, visit changecars.co.za and I promise you, you will get the best advice from the best dealers in South Africa.
Just a couple of weeks ago, we had the Isuzu in top spec V-Cross on test. Well, the D-Max is back again, but this time we've got the lower spec LS version. Now, when I had the V-Cross on test, I actually commented about the differences between them, and that because I believe the D-Max is just so much a working bakkie, it's known for toughness, it's got that reliability, that reputation. I just felt and believed that maybe if I was going here, I would go with an LS. And maybe somebody at Isuzu listened to me, that's why they sent me this one. You can see immediately at the front of the car, the grille is not as bold as on the V-Cross. It just loses a tiny bit of that extra aggression over there, but that's not serious. And note, you don't get those very big daytime running lights, the V-shape across over there on the headlights. These are small differences that, I don't know, to me they don't make that much difference anyway. You'll see there isn't the cladding around the wheel arches that you get on the V-Cross. So, again, does it make a difference? Depends what you're going to use it for. Are you going to do some rough off-roading? Then you may really want that cladding. Otherwise, I don't think so. Your wheels drop from an 18-inch to a 17 on this one, and you get just a normal alloy wheel as opposed to those very aggressive black alloys that you had on the V-Cross. You notice I'm concentrating on the differences. I repeat myself over here. You come along, and let's just ignore the cab for now. On the back, you've got the bar over here, but it's a much smaller one. You've got that very substantial sports bar on the V-Cross version. And then on the V-Cross that we had, it had one of the roller shutters. This one's got a Tonneau cover on it. Now, I've got a comment on Tonneaus. The advantage, as opposed to the roller shutter, is you can obviously use your, and you can take it off and load easily enough. With the roller ones, they do steal space even when they're open. But the thing with the Tonneau is it's quite a job to take off and where do you store it, etc. So if you have one and then you want to load, you've got a bit of work to do. But again, and another difference was that the V-Cross had the cladding in the load buck, which you don't have on this one. Well, and you give and take. Money makes a difference. You've still got the nice big substantial rear step, which I like, and you've got a tow bar on this one. This one is also powered by exactly the same 3-litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel, giving you 140 kilowatts and 415 newton meters of torque. On this particular one, through a 6-speed manual gearbox, not the 6-speed auto that we had on the V-Cross. That is available as an option as well. You do still get, this one is still the 4x4. So you've still got the full 4-wheel drive available to you if and when you want it or need it. Interestingly, if you don't want 4-wheel drive, which I was thinking could be an option, the mid-spec LSE is available as a rear-wheel drive only, 2-wheel drive version. So, choices all the way. Let's check it on the road. Let's have a look inside. So what is a 4x4 vehicle if you can't just go on some dirt road sometimes? This is not off-roading by any means, obviously. It's a little piece of dirt road and there are a couple of humps and bumps, so I've got to take it fairly easy. But I haven't even bothered engaging 4-wheel high because it's not necessary. But being a typical bakkie, yes, it's a bit bouncy, a bit bumpy, but I can guarantee you one thing. An Isuzu KB will handle this all day, every day for the next 20 years, and you know that. Just wait a moment, we're on a bit of tar in between and a massive speed bump over here, which you just really have to take very easily, and we'll get onto a bit more dirt now, and you'll see this thing is obviously stable, it's obviously planted, and as I said, it could do this for the next 20 years and it will never ever complain about it. What better than being out on a Sunday morning in any vehicle out in the country? We're out near Paris right now. Just had a good brunch, shall we call it. Tummy full, cruising back, heading back home now. Open road, this D-Max is an absolute pleasure. No, there's no load on the back, so it's a little bit bouncy maybe. And I don't know if you can see that in the picture or not. Hopefully you can't. But it cruises beautifully. Let me tell you that for the 140k trip to get here, we averaged 7.8 liters per 100. That is exceptional. I'm sure you agree with me. You cannot ask for more from a 3-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel double cab. I mean, it's everything that says it should use fuel, but it's done so nicely. I really can't complain. But it's the opportunity to get out. It's the opportunity to sit behind the wheel. Yes, I would probably have chosen the auto, not the manual. And interestingly, my overall fuel consumption on both manual and auto seems to be about the same. The autos have certainly come a long way over the last few years. But it's a nice cruise. You've got that, of course, you're sitting so high up because you're in a double cab 4x4. You're looking above everybody else, which we all like in traffic circumstances. It's also nice in the country because you see a lot more when you're out in the country. So that's a bonus, isn't it, as well? Just overall, you want to go for a cruise, it's a good idea. You want this one to work, you know it's a great idea. Those are the choices you can make. Getting in behind the wheel and starting here as we always do. So far we've done 313 kilometers on the test, showing an average of 8.8 liters per 100. But let me just clarify that for you, because we've taken our drive to Paris, and there you go. I set the other trip meter for the drive to Paris. Open road only on the cruise, 140 kilometers covered at 7.8. So that's the figure you can achieve if you're open road cruising. And as you see, 8.8 is an overall. Interestingly, exactly the same figure I achieved with the automatic version. So that's quite interesting. Now, the differences, and I'm going to concentrate on differences from the V-Cross. You come down to the steering wheel and you'll notice something here is you've got cruise control, but it's not active. And it doesn't have the autonomous driving feature that the V-Cross has with the steering, the self-steering. So you lose that. You also lose the lane keep and the lane departure assist features, and you also don't even get the blind spot warning in the mirror on the outside. So you are losing a lot of the safety features. Now, you all know me by now, and you know that I always harp on about safety. But we're in a double cab bucky. So, I don't know. I've got to say the words, I just don't know. I found that the lane keep and the blind spot warning mitigation were a little bit over strong on the V-Cross when I drove it. So it's a question of you've got to make your mind on those. Also, you come across to the center over here, you've got the same sort of screen that works fine. Android Auto works very nicely, especially with the cable. But note, you've got good old-fashioned manual air conditioning as opposed to the dual zone auto climate control system. Again, I could live with this. It is an effective aircon. It keeps the car nice and cool. You've got the knob over here, exactly the same, the 2 high, 4 low, and the diff lock and hill descent control move to buttons over there instead of next to the auto transmission. Again, really and truly. And then the other big difference between them is the fact that you don't get leather upholstery. You've got cloth. I can live with that as well. Oh, and you lose the power adjustment for the driver's seat. So it's not an electric adjustment anymore. You use the good old-fashioned levers. You've got height adjustment. along the way included, so you don't lose that, but you do lose the ability to just push the button and it moves with motors or powered. Again, big deal. The crux of the matter is money. Now, the V-Cross is 857,000 Rand. In auto, in LS spec, you're looking at 736,000 Rand. And you're looking at 716,000 Rand in manual. Let's compare apples with apples. Let's just talk the auto. That's 120,000 Rand difference. That's a lot of difference, isn't it? From 860, shall I call it, to 736. That's a lot. It really is. And that's going to make a massive difference overall in your ownership costs. And there is no doubt, ride-wise, ride quality-wise, etc., the newer generations, and I've got to call them that. If you want a lifestyle luxury bakkie, I'm going to say, you know where you're going to go. But if you want that bakkie that you know can work, you know can take it, and you know can do it for donkey's years onwards, Isuzu certainly is a brand I would put very high on my lists. Let me put it that way. Obviously, at the end of the day, the choice is yours. You do get a 5-year, 90,000 kilometer service plan in the deal as well. At the end of the day, it certainly is one to consider. For Motor Matters, I'm Eleanor. See you next time.